this, that would be better, that would be more righteous, right? That would be more pious. If you, for instance, if you walk around a ladder, it's better than if you walk, underneath the ladder, right? These are all your own superstitions. It has no basis. Like, yeah, you have to go based on what Allah tells you, right? So it's like, enter the house from the door, mercy. He's told you, like, do dua to me, and then they're trying to go here and there and like go all over the place trying to find an answer, trying to find some way to get mercy, but like the front door that Allah opened for you, you're not going to take it, So I mean that's also, I think, one of the deeper meanings of this verse, right? It's like wa'tul buyut min abwabiha. Yeah, ahsant. Yeah, that's a great way to connect it too. Yeah.
Because if you want to,
I mean, people are not even going from the back; they're just not going.
Allahu a'lam where they're going.
Yeah.
If you want the city of knowledge, there's their door.
So like that, but that hadith, it actually ties directly to this verse of the Quran, right? فَمَنْ أَرَادَ الْمَدِينَةَ فَلْيَأْتِهَا مِنْ بَابِهَا, right? So whoever wants the Medina, it should come from right? Whoever wants the city should come from the door. Same, وَأْتُوا الْبُيُوتَ مِنْ أَبْوَابِهَا, come to the houses through the front doors,
It's crazy how the wording that the Prophet ﷺ uses in a lot of the authentic hadiths, it's the direct reference to the Quran. مَنْ آذَانِ فَقَدْ آذَى.
Yeah.
Right. It's the same thing the Quran talks about. هذا الرسول.
Same thing with Ghadir al-Khum. He's like, لقد أكملت لكم دين.
Very nice, yeah.
The last thing about the hadith,
Yeah.
I think it grants confidence to people who sometimes think that Allah is not listening. Allah won't answer me. Sometimes you have these thoughts, right?
Correct.
And I've been asking for so long,
and
it's been so long.
Me personally, I sometimes have these thoughts, but like it's
natural.
yeah.
This is why
and it's like.
Wa alaykum salam. MashaAllah.
Sit there.
You're not the first or the last to have these thoughts.
Definitely, yeah.
And not just that, your actions as well. If you're doing actions, you're like, oh man, is Allah gonna accept this? Oh man, I think it's not complete. When actually we even have hadith even before that. If you intend a good action, you've already got the word for intending a good action. Forget actually trying to complete the action. There's of course criteria for like qabul, like you can't be like doing it for other people, you can't be doing it for yourself. But hadith is talking about people that actually just do these things sincerely. Then they have these thoughts like, oh man, is my action accepted? Oh, I hope. Don't worry about that. Allah is saying He won't let you do an action unless there's a guarantee for acceptance. But sometimes I think we're just myopic or short-sighted, where we're like, oh man, if I don't get an answer, like if the sky doesn't rain, my dua is not accepted. Right? So sometimes that's what you think. Oh, the sky doesn't rain. If I don't get like the thing tomorrow because I did the good deed, no, it's not accepted.
Yeah, I think the other big thing in this hadith is it's trying to instill this idea that you have to have a good opinion of Allah, right? So some people, they think, okay, Allah says, oh, all these good deeds, but I don't know if He accepts it. I don't know if He answers me, right? So that indicates that you have poor understanding of Allah, right?
Yeah, so what I was going to add to Brother Abdullah's, that's what makes a difference between like someone who's just praying for the sake of like, oh, I'm praying, and a real mu'min who completely understands, like,
literally talking.
Like he understands behind the scenes,
Yeah, ahsant. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I mean, because like we said, Allah's all powerful, right? He has full knowledge of everything. He's completely aware of everything, right? So somebody like that, right? There's nobody that would stop when Allah. So that's a huge thing. It's like this hadith is trying to teach you what we call husn al-dhan of Allah, right? Because actually having a bad opinion of Allah is actually a sin in itself, right? It's actually one of the biggest sins. To think that Allah, that basically the bad things that are happening to you in life is because Allah hates you or Allah despises you, or this is actually a big sin. You should always have a positive opinion of Allah. Some people they've always somebody came to one of our imams, Imam As-Sadiq alayhi salam, right? And he asked him like, how do I know like what Allah thinks about me? Like, how do I know if Allah loves me? Or how you feel about Allah? And that is a reflection of how Allah feels about you. So when you have that husn al-dhan of Allah, right? That indicates that Allah has that relationship with you. It's a mirror relationship. So you know how they say like you take one step towards Allah, Allah takes 10 steps towards you, right? You've heard those types of hadith, right? It's in a sense it comes from this statement of the Imam. You know, it's like if you are looking at Allah positively, then Allah looks positively upon you. But if you have a negative opinion of Allah, then that's a reflection of how really Allah is interacting with you as well, right? So so try to always have a positive opinion of Allah. I think that's a huge message from the hadith.
If you can just repeat the hadith, because some of us joined late.
Yes. So I'll just translate it in English rather than saying it again in Arabic. So we're just talking about a hadith of Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam, where he says that God has not opened a door for anyone in terms of supplication, except that He's also opened up the door for answering of that supplication, right? Allah is not going to open up a door that saying supplicate to me and then He doesn't give you an answer, right? In the same way, Allah has not opened up a door for a human being to do actions, except He's also opened up a door for that action to be accepted, right? So Allah is constantly, when He opens up one door, He opens up the other door too, right? It's not like Allah leaves a door at a dead end, right? And so this is a really important hadith for us, because we oftentimes, I think a lot of us growing up, we might feel like hopeless, right? We might feel like, well, is there really Allah out there? You know, is anybody actually listening to me, right? But this hadith is telling us, like, don't ever give up hope. Like, Allah's always there, right? Any other thoughts you guys have?
I feel like it connects to like your intentions. I feel like the most important thing we forget is your intentions while praying, while asking.
Yeah.
That can have a huge difference.
Right.
It can lead to your prayers not being answered. It can lead to Allah.
Connects you to Allah. Like, from a spiritual lens, are you actually using that to spiritually connect yourself to God? Or yeah.
Or is it just reading?
Yeah, like some people, they just read du'as in Arabic, right? They're like, oh, maybe Arabic's not your mother tongue. Maybe you don't know what you're saying in Arabic, right? What's the point of that?
I mean, biggest example is fasting.
Yeah.
It's not just food and water.
Yeah.
You're fasting for other things.
Right.
That's the biggest example.
So it might be better to actually be reading the translation of that dua in terms of like its effectiveness versus just reading the Arabic.
Yeah. I mean that's the reality is it's all about that connection, right? I mean, if you're not connecting with, then what the action itself is just like it's a vehicle for you to connect with Allah, right? And if there isn't, it's not taking you to that point where you're actually connecting to a higher power, connecting to spiritually getting to that higher elevation, then what's the point of it, you know? So I think that's not to discard a lot of the things we have in Arabic, right? I mean, it's great, but you should read the translation, or you should try to engage with understanding the meaning to some extent, right? When you pray and you're just like,
it's that time, everyone's asleep, it's just you and Allah.
Even Fajr, you know? But
yeah.
I don't want to be that person, but I would rather pray alone than Jama'ah. Like, I know Jama'ah has a lot of, you know.
It's more like a personal connection.
Yeah.
I agree with him in that part too. Like, when we grow up, our parents are like, they force salah on us. So it's almost like, as soon as the time hits, they're like, go pray. But it's never like, I want to pray like because it's my intentions. Like, that's what I want to do.
We're never taught, what is prayer?
It's always just like
it's not a ritual. It's an actual conversation with the metaphysical. It's actual conversation with the abstract.
Yeah, like Zaidi said, forcing. I don't know the hadith for Imam Ali. I don't know. I'm very bad with remembering the whole.
Just say the man.
But along those words, seek knowledge in your like religious and inheriting it from your parents or from whoever.
Right.
And it has way more, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think same line of what you're saying. You know, some hadith have mentioned that, seeking knowledge, right, sitting amongst scholars and learning from them is better than worship for 70 years, right? Because like if you're blindly worship, it's just a ritual, but you're not really truly connecting with Allah. You're not actually gaining that spiritual proximity. What's the point of your worship,
it's not
right?
making you a human with free will.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's supposed to spiritually elevate you. That's the whole point of being a Muslim, about doing all these like different rituals we have, right? It's like, if it has to have some meaning behind it. All right, good.
We're ready to.
It took longer than 15 minutes. Bro.
It took longer than
I'm
15
sorry.
minutes, but it was a good
You guys were
discussion.
asking questions. Alhamdulillah, go
Perfect.
ahead.
All right, so you want to do the tawheed and then the maqamat, whatever you prefer. Yeah.
Or, if you guys are interested in maqamat more, and I'm flexible because this is ultimately up to the people that are
Yeah.
attendance. And the maqamat are
You want to do maqamat?
the most benefit of maqamat is to actually be in attendance. The lectures, alhamdulillah, they get uploaded. And we can,
Yeah, maqamat. Or even if you want to do a short surah, maybe teach, people how to read the surah and then go into the maqam.
We could do that. Yeah. Sure.
But it's up to everyone else too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Whatever you guys prefer. Do you want to? We can take a vote. Do you guys want to do the maqamat?
15 minutes of recitation.
Yeah, we can recite.
Yeah.
Like we did last time, like a Quran circle.
Inshallah. Sounds good.
You haven't heard your voice. So are you the dissenting voice? It's okay to be dissenting. It's all right. You can say no. You can say no. My reason for doing that first is because people online will get bored of the maqam. To me, it doesn't matter.
How many people do?
But it's exciting because we're going to do Rust today, which is actually very exciting. That's what we said last week. We did the Rust.
You want to do Rust? We can.
Because we said last week, I was like, is it Kurd, Ajam, or Rust? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Was it Kurd?
We can do Rust. Yeah, I think Rust is a good one. I don't think we did Kurd
No,
yet.
but what did you want? Because I asked you last week.
I think Rust is the best one to do
You said
next.
Rust. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I don't remember.
What's the one after?
No, it wasn't. It was hot.
Not like here.
Do you want to review the other ones first, or?
We should. So I think we
Like at
5
nighttime.
to 10 minutes of review. and then
Nighttime was
we'll
good.
go to Rust.
Okay, fair enough.
So thank you.
Nighttime, you're not sweating.
No.
Like,
That's what
But it wasn't like
now it's probably more.
Yeah, but here,
But
you
it
go
was
outside now, you're
yeah. So it was actually windy, like more windy.
What?
It also is an Iranian maqam.
It's
Okay,
not-
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
It's a not.
So you want to cover like a short surah or something?
They can pick it up. Have them pick a surah.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, Qassam. Oh, yeah.
Going towards your
Yeah,
no.
I think it's. I know it's not North Florida, but like
North Florida. I
because Qassam is.
It was
Qassam
in there,
is
right?
near- Qassam,
I thought there was a Yemeni restaurant if you go
It is.
towards like
There's one.
Fletcher.
This is like a year ago.
No, it was like 20.
I'm not good. I'm just gonna listen.
That's all right. You go read the meaning. The meaning.
Let the professionals
Yeah.
do it.
I apologize that I'm not including you so much. I'm sorry, but
No, that's okay.
Do Muslim countries
I'm not
like
that good at reading also.
oh no, I just looked
if you want to look up the sewer, look up the sewer.
do Muslim countries like have
Yes, many of them do.
Every single one.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid because the world economies are based on this, you know.
What Islamic banks are doing now,
Yeah.
instead of charging interest, they're charging a higher fee,
Or only
which
Yeah.
makes them the same money from the
If
interest.
you base it
Yeah.
on time, it becomes interest. If you base it like if you say, oh, if it's a year, I'm going to charge you this much.
Yeah.
If it's 2 years, I'm going to charge you this
Yeah,
much.
that's what I'm
it becomes interest. Flat fee for everybody for all amounts. Then it's actually not.
But
interest.
sorry, I have a question. How do banks make money if you don't want?
We can talk deeply into it, but the state should support the banks.
State should support the banks.
But if you look at American history, there's like a huge problem with the state and the government and the banks.
They're not together.
Used to have wars about that stuff. If you read through history,
You should look in Germany and
Yeah.
World War
the problem when you centralize banks, everyone complains because they want money, because they want more money, because they want the banks.
They always want more.
Yeah.
You know why we have banks? Because no one can trust each other.
Yeah.
So if everybody trusted each other, you wouldn't need a bank.
Hmm.
I mean, that's how simple it is.
It's
Yeah.
a long topic.
Muslims are the
Yeah. Inshallah, we'll get into it.
Maybe one day we'll talk about it.
Muslims are the worst of it. You don't need a bank.
Yeah.
Logically, if you just think about it,
Yeah, precisely.
why do you need a bank? We all have banks.
Mm.
That's what it comes down to.
Good point.
That's the bottom
You
line.
guys pick a surah. You guys want a surah?
What surah do you want to start with?
I think
Can you choose a surah that you think it's best for the...
it has good med.
Because last time we chose Surah Al-Ikhlas and...
It's okay. It's a challenge.
yeah.
starting with a low mud and
I think Qadr is a good one. Yeah.
Unless it's different
Like
thoughts.
that's what it's actually called.
Yeah, different thoughts.
I feel like maybe Al-Duha is good. So do you guys want to cover the last because we already did two maqamat, right?
Yeah.
We did maqam Hijaz and maqam Bayat.
Yeah.
So we can repeat those and then we can do the new one.
Sounds good.
What surah we doing?
So
596.
we'll do Surah Al-Duha inshallah.
Let's see Quran are different. Hopefully they're not. Ours are different.
Doha.
Yeah. والضحى والليل إذا سجى.
Surah Doha. Doha, yeah, I can read that. Okay.
I apologize.
590.
Interesting. This page is different.
Yeah. Look, you can see the white.
Oh, that's because
oh, no, it's not.
Yours looks the same.
No, I want to because like
The way the only halal the biha is
you know,
Zico's.
I think some on 550. I think right now.
So this is 6.
I think
Zico's is mine.
It's actually a beautiful surah too. It's actually very.
You remember
In terms of giving
Yeah.
up on open stuff, this is one of the most beautiful surahs.
Yeah, that's why I chose it actually. Yeah.
it was like
Yeah, I think I remember.
how do you say that? It was a future.
We'll
It
say.
wasn't a first one.
Oh, but now it's worse.
Oh, really? No, not the
No,
four brothers.
he forgot. He has the
other
memory of a
brothers.
goldfish.
It was three brothers or something like his name was weird. It wasn't four brothers. Not two. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch it all the
So inshallah, so we'll get started then, guys. So we've been covering what we call maqamat, right? So maqamat are the tune patterns that you use to recite Quran, and you can use it for many other things, right? These are classical Arabic, basically Arabic harmonies or melodies, right? That are used to recite, and you'll use the same maqam. You'll use this also for latmiyas. You can use it for adhan, right? You can use it for du'as. So it's very flexible. We're focusing on Quran, but it's very adaptable, and you can use it for other things too. But we covered two tune patterns so far, right? We covered, you guys remember Hijaz and Bayat, right? Anybody remember how Hijaz sounds? You can demonstrate it.
I can try, but I don't know.
How about just try to recite Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim in Hijaz.
I don't think I'm
Wait,
good.
literally just,
Abdullah was doing good last time.
Yeah, Abdullah did a great job.
I can try.
Yeah,
But, you know,
let's see.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
So we want to be a little bit higher, right? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
That's better. Yeah, good.
والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث.
That's very good, mashallah.
Is that good? Is that
Yeah,
Hijaz?
it was Hijaz. It was
It's hard to stay
it's so you want to eventually, so once you get that vocal variety going, you can, your harmony gets a little bit better, right? Then you can recite it with a little bit more up and down, right? Like yours is really good, but it's still very flat. Hopefully, as you practice more, you'll get more of that your capacity to get into the higher pitches. What was the thing we said?
8 octaves.
So you have to start low and work your way up. Do you want to show us how you do it?
Like opera singer.
I don't think
Yeah.
I can do 8.
Opera singers
Even
don't
just
have
as many as you can. As many as you can.
beginning opera singer.
That's good. That's good. But you want to start low and you want to go high, right? Right. So like basically going like that, right? Right. So that's what will get you that vocal run down like that. Will really build your voice, right? So but you recited a very good Hijaz actually. Yeah, it was actually very nice. So I think the key for Maqam Hijaz. Remember we said you can actually take the word Maqam al-Hijaz and recite it in that tune, right? Maqam al-Hijazi, Maqam al-Hijaz, Maqam al-Hijazi, Maqam al-Hijaz, right? And remember we said adhan. Do you remember? Can you show us, Brother Muhammad, how to do adhan in Maqam Hijaz?
Isn't it? I'll do the.
Just do Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Just
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
so that's Rast. We're gonna get to that. So Hijaz,
It always beats into Rast.
yes, and we're gonna do Rast today, inshallah. But Hijaz is like this: Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah wa ali Muhammad. Okay, I'll say the basmala for you. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Go ahead.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. والزهر والليل إذا سجى ما ودع ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ووجدك عيلا فأغنى فما اليتيم فلا تقهر وما السائل فلا تنهر وما بالنعمة ربك فحدث.
MashaAllah. Yeah, you got the tune. MashaAllah. So you kind of have